Have you ever wondered, can you actually buy a car with a credit card? Like swipe your card and drive off the lot the same day? Or maybe you've asked yourself, could I earn thousands of dollars in cashback or travel points just from buying a car? And here's the big one. What if doing that completely destroys your credit score or traps you in debt for years? Because the truth is, a lot of people are curious about this, but almost nobody fully understands how it works. And maybe this is you. You've been working hard, trying to build your credit, trying to do things the right way. You've watched videos, read advice, maybe even applied for a few credit cards. You're starting to understand the game. But now you're thinking bigger. You're asking, can I use my credit card to make a major move like buying a car? Maybe you're tired of traditional car loans with interest. Maybe you've been denied financing before. Maybe you just want to be smart and maximize rewards instead of leaving money on the table. But at the same time, you're cautious. You don't want to mess up your credit. You don't want hidden fees. You don't want to make a decision that looks smart, but ends up costing you thousands. So in this video, I'm going to break everything down for you in a very simple way. By the end of this, you'll understand how buying a car with a credit card actually works, when it makes sense and when it doesn't, the biggest mistakes people make, and how to use credit cards the smart way, not the dangerous way. Let's get into it. First things first, can you actually buy a car with a credit card? The answer is yes, but not the way you're probably imagining. Most car dealerships in the US will not let you put the full price of a car on a credit card. And the reason is simple. Fees. Every time you swipe your credit card, the dealership pays a processing fee, usually around 2 to 3%. Now imagine someone buying a $30,000 car. That's up to $900 in fees the dealership has to pay just because you used a card. So what do? They limit how much you can put on a credit card. In most cases, you can use your credit card for a deposit or part of the payment. That could be $1,000, $2,000, sometimes even $5,000 or more depending on the dealer. But full payment? Rare. Now this leads to the next big question. Is it actually a good idea? And this is where most people get it wrong. They focus on the rewards, the cashback, the points, the travel miles. And yes, those are real benefits. If you spend $5,000 on a card that gives 2% cashback, that's $100 back. Some cards even offer sign-up bonuses where you could earn $500 or more. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the part people ignore. Credit cards have very high interest rates. If you don't pay off that balance quickly, that small reward you earned can turn into massive interest charges. So what started as a smart move becomes a financial mistake. That's why using a credit card for a car only makes sense if you already have the money and you're just using the card strategically, not because you need the credit, but because you understand how to use it. Now let's talk about credit limits. A lot of people think, okay, if I have a $20,000 limit, I can just buy a car. But even if your limit is high, using all of it is risky. This brings us to something called credit utilization. That's the percentage of your credit limit you're using. If you max out your card, your credit score can drop, sometimes significantly, even if you plan to pay it off later. So imagine buying a car and then seeing your credit score fall right after. That's not what most people expect. Now what about fees? Some dealerships will actually pass those credit card fees onto you. So instead of paying just for the car, you might be paying an extra 2 to 3%. Others will refuse cards completely for large amounts. So before you even think about using your card, you need to ask the dealership what their policy is. Don't assume. Now let's talk about one of the biggest motivations people have. Rewards. This is where things can actually work in your favor. If a dealership allows you to put a large amount on your card, you can earn serious points or cashback. Some people use this to hit sign-up bonuses, which can be worth hundreds or even thousands in travel rewards. But again, this only works if you're disciplined, because if you carry that balance, the interest will cancel out any reward you gained. Now here's a very practical question people ask. Can you use a credit card for a down payment? Yes. And this is actually the most common and smartest way to use a credit card when buying a car. Instead of putting everything on the card, you use it for the down payment. You earn rewards, maybe hit a bonus, and then finance the rest with a lower interest car loan. That way, you're combining strategy with safety. Now, another question. Can you finance a car entirely with a credit card? Technically, yes, but realistically, it's not a good idea. Credit cards are not designed for long-term financing like car loans. Car loans usually have much lower interest rates and structured repayment plans. Credit cards have high interest, minimum payments, and the risk of long-term debt. So unless you have a 0% APR offer and a solid plan to pay it off before the promotion ends, this is risky. Now here's something many people don't think about. What happens if you can't pay it off? This is where things get serious. You could end up paying thousands in interest, your credit score could drop, and you might carry that debt for years. That's why this strategy is not for everyone. It's for people who are disciplined, informed, and intentional. Now what about using multiple credit cards? Some people try to split payments across different cards to maximize rewards or stay within limits. Some dealerships allow this, others don't. So again, it comes down to their policy. But even if they allow it, you still need to manage your balances carefully. Now let's bring everything together. Is it better to use a credit card or a car loan? For most people, a car loan is the better option. Lower interest, predictable payments, less risk. But credit cards can be powerful tools if used correctly. Think of them as a strategy, not a solution. Use them for rewards, for leverage, for building credit, not for taking on debt you can't control. And that's the mindset shift most people need. Because the goal is not just to spend. The goal is to use credit to build wealth, build opportunities, and stay in control of your financial future. If this opened your eyes, then you already see, this is deeper than just buying a car. This is about understanding how money really works. So if you want to go deeper, make sure you like this video, share it with someone who needs to see this, and subscribe. And if you're serious about learning how to use credit cards to build wealth, get access to the best deals, and be part of a community where you learn these strategies step by step, comment "I'm interested," and I'll show you how to get lifetime access to Think Like Capital. Thanks for watching us.